Hey, Rolling Out family, welcome to Rolling Out Music. I'm your host, Eddie Precise Lamar, and today we're chopping it up with a special guest, Ric Wilson. He's an artist who's unapologetically carved out his own lane, blending house, disco, funk, and hip hop into a sound that's truly his own. We're going to dive into the new album, America Runs on Disco, his deep love for Chicago house music, and how it feels to have created such a unique space in the music scene. Ric Wilson, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited to talk to you about this album because it's amazing. You know, America Runs on Disco. It's a bold and joyful project. What inspired the album's direction and the message?
Last year was the election year, and it was a lot going on with the election year. There's a lot going on like during that year. I think it was like after the first attempt, the assassination attempt. I was just thinking about how like America has always been, but really, especially now and then, it's just like really just crazy place. The disco part comes from. It's interesting because it's like disco music was music made by like queer black and brown folks. That was like an underground thing that became like a really really popular thing. Kind of like created a lot of different like cultures and like genres that came out of it. Like MCing came out of disco. A lot of people don't even realize that the first DJs were the disco DJs. After like we had a long night out, I was in the car with my friend. He was like, "We went to Dunkin' Donuts," and he goes, "Macarons on Dunkin'." I was like, "Macarons on Disco." And I was like, "Oh." So I think that like I came up with the name. I think that was like 2 years ago when I was on tour with Chromeo. Like we read Dunkin' Donuts, and that the name came out up in my head. And then I need to put like a theme to the name. So essentially, it's technically an EP leading to the debut album. I was gonna try to put it out right before elections, around election time last year, but the things got pushed back. So it's supposed to come out last year, and it's gonna be like centered around you know like an election year album. I mean EP.
So, Chicago's the birthplace of house music.
Hmm.
What's your personal connection to house and how has it shaped your sound?
My personal connection to the house is always like summertime, warmth, barbecue, like Uncle Sandals. When I think about that, I think about like the little motorcycles. What I'm talking about, right? The ones,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
OGs be having that. It's always an OG in it, playing
Playing the
percolator,
Isaac Brothers.
mm-hmm, playing percolator
Yeah,
or computer love, and it's like
yeah.
we get it. You know what I mean? I feel like house is the sound of Chicago summer. You know what I mean? And I think that's essentially why I wanted this project to come out in summer because a couple of the songs are very, very house influenced. So
Definitely. You know what I love about your style is that you mix genres naturally. How do you approach blending disco, house, hip hop, and funk without losing who Ric Wilson is?
well, I think Rick Wilson is that though, and I think that that's why I kind of blend so well. I think my personality is funky. My relationships and my connection with my community is soulful. My movements are all disco. So I just think that it's all kind of just blends in with all that. And then I just so happen to have been a poet. So put that into all that and a little bit of rapping, turn to poets. Poet is just, I mean, rap is just a poet. You know what I mean? Rap is just a
100%.
poem. Tension, yeah, yes.
So you talk about poetry, and what one thing that I always notice, specifically when I talk to Chicago MCs and artists, is that there's a specific type of energy that a Chicago artist has. What do you think it is about Chicago that makes city's artists so unique?
I think that realness, that grittiness, I think there's only so many cities that like have that, but then also have like this really, really deep, deep and interconnection with all black people in America too. Like, you know what I mean? Like Chicago's everybody's grandmother always is the same. They say that everybody's grandmother in Chicago's from Mississippi. Right? And then left Chicago to go west. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I mean, if you look at Kendrick Lamar's father and I think one of my friends' father worked at a KFC together across from Robert Taylor homes, and then they moved to the West Coast. You know what I mean? Kendrick Lamar is literally. You think about Kendrick Lamar, it's the story of like Black migration in America. You know what I mean? I think that's the connection to that.
You've carved out this unique space for yourself in your music. How's it feel knowing you've built something so distinct?
I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of just in it now.
Mhm.
Like I'm kind of just in it. I feel like we started this like 2019, and it's been taking a little time to get people to freaking listen. And and listen to understand, like, not understand it, because I don't think music should be understood. I think it just should be heard. But just listen and, like, and maybe appreciate it. I think I remember when Beyonce came out with her house album and Drake came out with his like house album. It really created this like conversation about dance music and its connection to American Black culture. I think those kind of opened up doors for a lot of trickle down to artists like me, to artists like Channel Trez, to artists like Honey B. John.
The first time I saw you, you were opening for, I think it was Azalea Banks at the Concord.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I don't know how long ago that was. Was that 2019?
Mm-hmm,
Was that?
mm-hmm.
So all I remember is that what I remember, first of all, the show was wild. And then next thing you know, you had the whole audience dancing. There's always this sense of joy and movement in your music. Even when you have deep topics, where does that come from?
That comes from me. I used to be an organizer. Like when I say like what, 2015, 16, and 14. And then I became the bullhorn kid at the protests and the marches. I think essentially I saw how easy it was to move people with anger. I would always think how there's got to be, if I can move people with this, right? If I can start a riot, I can start a dance party.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that there has to be this power in both of those, and there's beauty in both of those. And if you can only do one and you can't do the other, then are you really truly one with the people? You know what I mean? So I think that's part of it. I think in order to do that and to have that happen, you have to become one with the people, not just the guy on the stage. You know what I mean? I'm dancing with y'all. You know what I mean? We all dancing together. I remember that show particularly because I really like Azalea Banks' music. Even after all the shit that was going on, she came out and the music is just so undeniable. You know what I mean? Like when she, it's so undeniable. Like when she performs and then she's moving. I remember I was really inspired by that. That's essentially what kind of made me want to get more into the house roots of my of my songs, because the songs would come on and me, I'm up there. While I was playing my songs. I think I had Soul Bounce or something like that at the time. I'm trying to get people to move. I'm moving, trying to get people to move. But her shit was so hard when it dropped, people just start, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So, right.
So I was like, if I can have that and this energy that I also have, you know what I mean? The show can get better and better and better. So yeah, that's interesting that you brought that up, because we recently just kind of changed the setup too of the stage. I remember I've seen Black Pumas, and then I've seen Jamie XX at Pitchfork, the last Pitchfork ever this last year. And I remember it was interesting. It was interesting because I've almost felt like people were listening more to Jamie XX, even though he was just a DJ. Like people were listening more. You know what I mean? It was more ears versus with the band. It's feel like it's more eyes sometimes, and people like to kind of chit chat over bands. But I feel like when it's a dance party like that, there ain't no time to talk. There's no room to talk. And I think that I don't know, something about that. It's I don't know. It feels like
it's funny,
spiritual. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It is, and you know what it is. I think there's the anticipation, right, of what's next. When you're at a dance party, right? So you moving. What's next? What is he gonna blend in with this? What's coming after that? Yeah, I definitely feel you. Definitely right about that.
And I think that's why we've been changing the set list, not the set list, but the set to now we play live. The DJ plays just drums, and then the DJ plays the drums from the actual song, and then he plays live bass, and then we got trumpets. And I think that I feel like that's it's so freeing too, because when it's just drums and it's live bass, and then sometimes like keys, we take the keys out too. I just have more freedom to do whatever I want over it, because I know those drums are going to be there. Sometimes when you got the drummer, I don't know if he's going to keep going with me when I'm trying to go, you know what I mean? Because if he stops, then the whole show stops, But when you got those drums in the program, it just hits. So I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited to do this at San Diego Pride Fest. And it's hard as fuck to recreate Chromeo's drums, with a live drummer. It's really, really hard to recreate the drums that Chromeo did. It just smacks so freaking hard.
Getting that person's energy. I think people discount that. When those drums that you're getting are Chromeo's energy, right? Just like the drum who's trying to duplicate that, you're getting their energy. So you may not get it shaped right, not line up exactly how you want it.
And that's the thing that's interesting too, because when I do those songs without just not to the recording, it wouldn't feel like a Chromeo song. You know what I mean? It wouldn't feel like a beat that Chromeo, the song that me and Chromeo did together. So
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's what I'm excited for. gonna be nice.
What do you want listeners to take away after hearing America Runs on Disco?
I just want people to start. I want people to go outside, start a grill, and just play the whole thing. I want people to go outside, cut the grass, listen to the whole thing. I want people to. I think like in Milwaukee, and I think sometimes here, like kids have been like linking up at like the lakefront, like a bunch of big group of like teenagers. I want them to just play that shit out loud there and just hang out. You know what I mean? And do their little illegal stuff that they do together. I want people to listen to this and get excited because the debut album is on its way. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're looking for partners right now for it. Like, I don't know if we're gonna do it with. I don't know who we're gonna do it with yet. It might be with Empire, but I'm not too sure. We'll see. But I'm excited for that. I want people to listen to that to get excited for the debut.
Or do you have a name for you? Do you want to leak it or give me the? You don't have
to. Just know the name will be the name's inspired by Marvin Gaye. Inspired by our albums by Marvin Gaye and Sly Stones.
Yes.
So
yeah. So rest in peace, Sly Stone. He just passed.
Rest in peace to Sly. Yeah, rest in peace. I read his book. I'm rereading the audio now because they got it on Spotify, so people should go listen to that. But I love Sly. I think we like mad similar vibes before even knew who he was. We had similar vibes. So rest in peace to Sly Stone, man. He lived a pretty long time though. It's so crazy that he sold out Madison Square Garden. Like people just don't understand how crazy that is.
That is crazy. I mean, especially during those times with the type of band that he had.
Yeah, it was like the 70s. Like, yeah, it's the 70s. And you got this black man selling out Madison Square Garden. Like, it's crazy. With a band, with a backing band of people of all different colors. I think that, and I think what's going to be, it's going to be one of those things where they do the biopic and then people are like, oh my God, he was incredible. How did I forget? Kind of like they did with Freddie Mercury. They did with Freddie. Because then all of a sudden, like, all these kids, like, that introduced a bunch of kids to, like, Freddie Mercury. Maybe that. I think it should be just as long as they don't let Elton John direct it.
Shout out to Elton John.
Because that Rocky Man was like, I was like, okay, we can't let people direct their own biopics no more.
No more, bro. Not enough. Hey, so how can the people find you?
Google Ric Wilson. They can Google Ric Wilson. They can go to the website. They can go outside. They can go to the grocery store and ask somebody who Ric Wilson is, and they both can Google together. And then obviously, like, I'm pretty active on my Instagram. I'm not really active on my Twitter, X. I just feel like people just don't see my tweets anymore since they took away my verification. So, I know it's crazy. At first, everyone was so like, what the hell, verification? And now I see so many people that like are verified all of a sudden. And I'm just like, oh, so y'all just caved in and just bought it. So, no. I'm on Threads too, but like, that's a developing thing. And I'm kind of on TikTok, but not really. I just kind of post and leave. So.
Okay, word. Well, Rick, brother, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you.
Yes. Come alive and direct to you guys from my dining room table.
Yes. Roll It Down family. Make sure you go check out Ric Wilson's new album, America Runs on Disco. It's a vibe you don't want to miss. This is your man, Eddie Precise Lamar. And as I always say, stay focused, positive, and productive. Peace.
Peace out.
Yeah.